What's up, y'all? This is OG Weasel, Urban Conversion, and I'm back again with another story. You just not tuning in, hit that like and subscribe button. I did 20 years on a 30-year Fed sentence, and I was released under the clemency program that Obama set up in place, and I was one of the eligible ones to receive the blessing. Now I'm home. Now, this story, federal stories, true federal stories, experience and verbal experience. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that told me a story that I hold true. This for my Boston homie. My Boston homie that hit me up in the comments and said, "What's up, Boston tapping in," and something like that, this and that. And I'm gonna go through all the comments and all of that, man, and I'm gonna tap into everybody that sent me a comment and ask me a question and tell about what this state and that state. I'm gonna get to that. But we in Boston. So if we in Boston, I'm in West Virginia. I'm in West Virginia. I'm in what the fuck is that name? That damn West Virginia. Well, anyway, I'm in the penitentiary, Hazleton. Now, we moving around. When I get here, I move around. I come from the other side of the jail to a unit where a lot of my homies at, where, you know, we gonna possibly have some rooms open. But when I get to this unit, they put me in a unit with the homie from DC, old head. I'm talking about old head, institutionalized, just in his own world. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was cool. He was good dude. You know what I'm saying? I was the only one that stayed in the room with him the longest. You know, he ain't getting my way, I ain't getting his way. But you know, I kind of wanted to get with a age group, somebody that I can, you know, familiarize my, you know, shit that I'm going through and the shit that he going through. Somebody close to my age group a little bit. Well, anyway, my homie from Boston hit me up. He was living across the unit, and he was like, "Hey, St. Louis, you wanna hey man, move in here with me, man, to a week or two, man, till your cell get open, this and that." So I'm like, "Yeah, all right, that's cool. 'Cause I could jail with down there anybody if you ain't just fucked up. And I done had some fucked up cellies. So anyway, my homie from Boston, we call him Big O, man. Young dude, he was younger than me. I think I was Hazleton, I was 2012. I was probably about 30 something years old at this time, mid 30s. And he was younger than that. He was like 27, 28, some shit like that. Boston guys are like loud. They, you know what I'm saying? They loud. They like a New York. They got a New York loudness to them. They, you know, yo son, you know, they with the, you know, they got a distinctive style. They got like a mafioso mentality, or what you say. What would you say? So then he had two lives in 30 or some shit like that. Yeah, 2 lives in 30. Yeah, like 2 lives in 30, right? And I slept on the top bunk, and we used to be on lockdown. And having 30 years, I didn't complain about my 30 years because it was always somebody next to you that had it way worse than you think you could have had it. And me having a number made a lot difference than a motherfucker that had a letter. I'm gonna just get that straight off the rip. Having a letter and having a number is totally different. I don't give a fuck if your number was 300, 400, 400 years. Having a number meaning you can chop them numbers down and chop them off of you doing legal work, doing certain segments of your life so you can work them numbers. It's easier to chop them numbers up opposed to getting this letter off of you. You know what I'm saying? They only got one letter in the alphabet with the feds, and that's life. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no motherfucking half a life, no full life. They got life. So anyway, he got 2 lives in 30 years and he like 27. I'm older than him. I'm like 30, 34, 32, something like that, whatever. And I was like, damn, what you do? How the fuck you so young and get all this motherfucking time? So he had told me, he said, man, tell me a story how he beat the feds like twice. He had beat the feds like twice, and the third time they hit him with the home run. He beat one case. He said he caught a case and this and that. The informant on the case came up missing on that case. Second case, they get down to the nitty gritty. That informant come up missing. The key witness in that case come up missing. So he beat that case. He get caught with like 3 or 4 ounces of crack and maybe a gun. Now if he beat 2 cases, he don't have no history of too much or nothing. But this is the history. He had beat the feds like twice already behind witnesses and stuff coming up missing. So he get caught with like 3 or 4 ounces of crack and maybe a gun or something like that. Maybe a couple ounces of crack. Wasn't much, 3 or 4 ounces. So when he get caught with that, he going to trial. He lose out in trial. The judge gave him, they talked about the prior times that he beat the cases, and it was actually like they was already charging him for the people that was missing in the cases, you know what I'm saying, that was coming up dead and all of that. They still charged him for everything, even though he beat it before. Man, they gave that boy 2 lives in 30 years. And he would lay down in the bunk. This real talk I'm talking about. And it made me cringe at times, like, damn, man. These are the people that they put you in the room with. Small little technicalities in the room. It'll be your life or his life. Because he already feeling like it's over for him. Laying in the bed, praying out loud, under serious conversations, under telling me how his cases went, how he beaten the cases and this and that. And the same judge that he beat the 2 of the cases, sentenced him to the 2 lives in 30 years. So it's a structure and a strategic plan that if they gonna get you sooner or later, and you continue to do it, they gonna get you. And they gonna set you in front of the same motherfucker that you ridiculed and mocked and all of that, because he was cocky with it. He said he was cocky with it. After he had beat him twice, he felt untouchable. But he got caught with a minimum of something about 15 years. That little work, and the gun that he actually got caught with that time, he was like, yeah, I actually could have got about 10, 15 years and I would have been happy. But he beat the feds twice upon that. with all type of shit going on with those cases. When they did get him, they gave him time for both of those cases. Even though his case, the actual case that he got caught with the little 3 or 4 ounces of drugs and the gun, didn't carry no motherfucking more than 10, 15 years, with all the laws that was changing with the crack disparity and the powder disparity. I think some levels had broke down at that time. I'm not sure. I don't think it had, but they was in the works of breaking down the crack and the powder disparity at that time. So even with that, they charged him for the prior cases that he did beat. Boston. Big O, I hope old Big O got some relief. But Big O used to lay in the bed, and he was younger than me. Big old youngster. You know what I'm saying? And I used to rah-rah with him a little bit, like, man, all that loud shit, man, it's no, what, St. Louis, yeah. But I don't give a fuck what it was. It didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? He had 2 lives in 30 years, man. And he knew what he was facing. So, this OG Weasel Urban Conversion, man, I'm just telling you a story about the Boston guys, and they rowdy, and they hit them up. They move as a unit. A lot of Latin kings and stuff from Boston, stuff like that. But shout out to Boston, man. This, you know, this story from Boston. This OG Weasel Urban Conversion. Just wanted to tell y'all, man, about the homie O in Boston, man, with the 2 lives in 30, man. Used to lay in the bed, used to be like, man, I hope to God my chapter of this book ain't ended. You know, I hope this ain't the last chapter in my book. You know, and having 2 lives and having just a 30-year sentence against those 2 lives in 30, you know what I'm saying? It felt like I really had some light, you know. I didn't have that number. I didn't have that number, so I can't tell you how I felt, because I didn't have that number. At times, this 30 years felt like that latter too, you know. So this OG Weasel Urban Conversion back again, man. Another story, man. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Tell me what y'all think about this story, man. We up from here, man. Peace.